Yesterday I set up the Autoharp the same as the instructions I got off the net, but I found there seems to be a little bit too much play in the bass end. So rather than go through what I did yesterday, I'm going to take it apart again and replace the thin strip that I put on the bass side in here with a thick strip of that mole foam padding. So I went out and bought another thing of mole foam padding. Cost me another $4 or something. So we're still within budget. So just push the string down here so you can see what's going on. There just seems to be too much play in this end of it. Okay, so we'll start as usual as removing the 4 Phillips screws. Take this off, be extra careful, there we go, and I'm just going to move the Autoharp out of the way, being very careful. What I did, I put the thin strip on here, and I'm going to take that off and put a thicker strip on. So let's just pull it off. Seems to come off fairly easily. Whoops. Except for that. Voila. Now, so we won't be using the thin stuff at all. We're only going to use the mole foam. Ditch that one. And there's the mole foam. On the book, or in the net, I'm sorry, he says to take a strip and tear it in, tear the top half of it off, and that's what I did with this thing here. I took a piece of foam and I just sort of pulled the top edge off, and it came out there, which made it even with this. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on both sides. I'm going to put a piece of foam in here, and I'm not going to have any thin stuff. So let's just do that. Need the scissors. So I removed the thin strip, and I cut a piece of the thick strip, and I'm just going to cut another piece here. I used about a 3/4 of an inch. He said ½ an inch. I just think 3/4 of an inch looks easy to work with. This stuff's pretty cheap, so there. I got that to there. Okay, and pen. Okay, I want it to be a little shorter rather than longer, so it fits nice and flat in there. So we'll just like that. Cut that there. You still on the camera? Yeah. Cut that there. Voila. 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 Okay. Everything looks cool. So we'll try this strip instead and see if it makes a bit of a difference. Okay, just taper down. Before I go on, I forgot, this piece here, where he says to cut it in half and put it in the, cut the strip off and put it in half, I'll just do I'll take a little piece off here just to show you how that works. Just go like that. Okay. Cut a piece off, and I just went like this. I sort of tore the top layer off. like that. And I stuck it in there, like that, and then it was even with here, approximately. Okay, so it's, if you don't do that, it's too thick. Okay, that's done. All right, back to work. So we took this off. We'll put that there. Just checking. Measure twice. If you read on the net, nobody likes the keys on the Autoharp, the way they're set up. My hunch is the original setup was done by a COBOL programmer. I've already switched the order of the keys now. I think the order is your own preference. I just sort of went on the web and figured out where I wanted them, just from what other people did. But the important thing is that you make up a chart of the old setup and a chart of the new setup. I'll just show you how to do it. But I've already done it, so we'll just run through it. Is just remove one, like that. It's an algorithm. Just take it out. We'll stick it there. And then go by your chart and take the one that's going in there and put it in there, and then put the one in there, and then just keep moving them all over, and they'll all be replaced. They'll all be exactly where you want them. Okay, so that turned out to be quite simple too, a lot simpler than I thought. So there's really nothing to this so far. Okay, so I'll just put it back together again and see if it looks any better. Again, the red is thicker here, so that's for the treble end, because they're thinner strings. And we'll just slip that on there, come saw. You take it apart a few times, you start getting good at this. Let's not start bragging until it's done. Okay, so they're all in. I'll tighten them down and see if I like it or I don't. Let's see. Might be a little too tight now. Okay, so after putting it together, I decided that the strip that I put in was too thick. The other one seems to be too thin, so I'm going to just see if I can strip that top layer off that strip like I did before. So let's just see if I can do that. 2. Okay, so looks a bit better. Okay, so I'm just going to put it back together again and see how it works now. Okay, hopefully I'm putting it together for the last time. It's a pretty simple step doing this, so it's not a major problem. Alright, well, it sure looks like I got it right this time. I don't know if I can pick that up on the camera, but it does seem to be the right height now, which he said is 1/16 of an inch, is close enough. Okay, so we compensated on the bass side by just pulling the top half of that of the foam off, and so you only need Scholl's mold foam. Okay.